Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking a bit more on Record of Lodoss War-Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. And if you haven't already seen my previous review on this awesome little Metroidvania style game, I'll add a link card to it right here and in the description. This time I'd like to go over the various item pickups in the game. Much like many others in this genre since Symphony of the Night, Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth offers players a large variety of weapons to find and equip, along with a number of abilities and spells. Generally, you can find these weapons while exploring or by finding a shop, but others require you to locate hidden areas and defeat certain enemies. There are also different mechanics that determine which weapons are available. For example, you have to visit Gim at each shop location in order to unlock the next set of weapons that he has for sale. Enemies that randomly drop weapons will only do so if you've reached certain level requirements. The damage done by your attacks is not only determined by your chosen weapon, but also your level and the level of your elemental powers. Enemies may have specific resistances and weaknesses, but these will occasionally vary and not just based on the type of enemy you encounter. All lizardmen are impervious to fire, but some may be randomly weaker to another element than the lizardmen you previously fought. While the game can be seen as a little more than an action-adventure platformer, there are actually a lot of subtle mechanics that you may easily miss if you're not paying attention. And considering the developers have only provided the in-game basics, there were new things that I was finding out well after I'd beaten the game. For instance, taking hits from a fire attack while Salamander is active shows the words drain appear repeatedly over you, making me assume that it was draining my elemental power levels so that I wouldn't take damage. Actually, it wasn't draining anything, rather it was absorbing the attack and increasing my magic gauge. Good to know. So when it comes to weapons, it's important to consider that it's not as easy to simply say one is better than the other. They all have different ranges and motions, as well as having extra features like dark and light damage, or stealing enemy health to add to your own. There may even be some aspects to a weapon that are still undiscovered because the game fails to make it easily apparent. Either way, judging these items isn't just as simple as the standard attack speed and damage rating. But I'll do my best to point out the features of each one, as well as how to find it, starting with the primary weapons. These are going to be listed based on accessibility and my personal picks from worst to best for each chapter. So grab your notepad and let's get started. Next up are the bows, which are your secondary weapon in the game. Deedlit starts out with just a sword, but the first bow is easily found since you need it to progress. Again, I'm listing these in order of chapter access and personal preference. Now that we've covered all of the item pickups, let's look at the different spells and abilities. And who doesn't like a good boost? Here are the locations of all of the various power-ups in the game. Even just working on this video, I've noticed so many things that I hadn't caught before, all of which I feel would benefit a game much longer than this. I simply feel that it was a bit too short and too easy to make me really appreciate the thought that was put into the gameplay. I hope the developers take this into consideration if they decide to give us a sequel, and I'll be very happy if they do. Now, I couldn't have located all of these things without some help from the community. There's a fantastic guide on Steam by Vontiel, and I highly encourage you to check it out. I'll link to that in the description below. That's it for this session. I hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.